Hi, I'm Katie Jones and welcome to International Quilting Day. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Storm at Sea block, which is a really traditional block and looks kind of tricky, I think, but you can make it with Builder Block and Builder Block Plus, and I'm going to show you exactly how. So first up, let's grab our Builder Block and our Builder Block Plus. Now, all of the instructions for this block and the quilt are going to be online and available as a download. So you don't have to pay too much attention here. You can download the pattern, print it off, or save it onto your desktop, and you can refer back to it. And it's really important, actually, that you do refer back to it, because this is quite a simple block to piece, but there's lots of colour combinations and a lot of kind of planning and referring back to your pattern. So it's really handy if you print off your pattern and have that to hand all the time. And you can kind of make notes on it like I do. So you need, for the block, you need the isosceles triangle, which is in Builder Block Plus. And we are going to be using the big one, the 6.5 inch. And the half rectangle triangle in the 6.5. And all of this is on your pattern, so don't worry if you miss what I'm saying, it's all here for you. And we're also going to use some squares from Builder Block. And remember, when you open your Builder Block or your Builder Block Plus or any of the Builder Block boxes, you get a kind of roadmap. So everything that's in that drawer, in that section, is printed on there, so it's easy to refer to the size that you need. You're going to need two sizes. You're going to use the 6.5 inch square, and you're also going to use the 4.5 inch square. You also get a instruction booklet that's full of loads of different blocks as well. And there's even more blocks and projects like this one on the website. You are going to use a 1/4 square triangle, and again you've got all of your sizes on your roadmap. And for your 1/4 square triangle, we're going to use the 4.5 inch, and we're going to use the 6.5 inch. So we're getting lots of dies out here, loads of dies, loads to remember. So keep referring back to your pattern. Half square triangles, last ones. So we're going to use the 3.5 inch half square triangle. We're going to use the 6.5 inch half square triangle. We're not going to use this 3.5 inch half square triangle. I made that up. We're going to use the 6.5 inch half square triangle. So the 6.5 inch half square triangle, the 6.5 inch 1/4 square triangle, the 4.5 inch 1/4 square triangle, 6.5 inch half rectangle triangle, 6.5 inch square, 4.5 inch square, 6.5 inch equilateral, the isosceles triangle. So we've got all of those together, and you're going to cut out your fabrics. Now, when you have a look on your pattern, it will tell you that you've got all of the different fabrics for the block. So I just like to mark off which I need at which time. So then you can kind of layer all your fabrics up, and you can cut multiples, because there's some where you might only need 2 or 4 in one colour, so you might as well layer them all up to cut 6 or 8 fabrics at once. And you're going to do it just exactly the same as you would always cut your fabrics with your Gemini. Layer up, and you can cut multiple shapes at once, of course. And we'll make our sandwich. Pop your dies on. So we'll always refer to what you're cutting out. So let's do half rectangle triangle. Pop that on there. and just pop it into the machine. And there you go. So you're going to do exactly the same with all of your pieces and cut out all of your shapes at once. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 perfect half rectangle triangles there. And each time you finish your die, pop it back in the box so it's nice and safe and move on to the next one. So once you've cut out all of your pieces, just carry on referring to your block diagram and you're going to sew your sections together. Now the quilt example that I've got here is a slightly different size to the one that we are making today. Now this was made by one of our design teams, Stephen, and he's an amazing quilter. He made this quilt and I thought, do you know what, I bet I could make this using Builder Block and Builder Block Plus. So I asked him if we could borrow it and recreate this pattern but using Builder Block and Builder Block Plus. And he said yes, which was great. So I'm going to sew together my blocks, and most of these you're going to repeat. So the first one is your corner blocks, and that is a square that is surrounded by your half square triangles or your quarter square triangles. So you take your square and your 4 edges and follow from your diagram that we've got that you printed out. So we're going to follow from that so you know which one you are sewing. And I'm now sewing the final one because I've sewn the rest of them together. And I'm going to sew my first side, and that is the blue. I'm going to bob that on and just sew with a nice scant 1/4 inch. I love a nice scant 1/4 inch seam. Pop that there. And once you've sewn one side, you're just going to carry on and sew the opposite side. And again, give it a little press after you've finished. Finger press it out. Sew the opposite side. So the opposite side to the blue is yellow. I'm going to sew that one. And then just keep going round until you've got them all sewn on. And when it's all sewn, then just give it a little press. Make sure your seams are nice and flat. And move on to your next one. So I've finished sewing my corner blocks. I'm going to just place that there. And I'm going to move on to the next section, which is the diamond. The diamond is made up using the triangle and your half rectangle triangles. Now a little tip with your half rectangle triangles and with this block as a whole, it's a really good idea to have a practice first off in plain fabrics or fabrics that read the same on both sides. So batiks, sometimes they'd be a good one to try as well. And some of these kind of blendery fabrics that are pretty much the same on both sides, because what you find with this diamond block is that you have to cut mirror pieces, so mirror image pieces of the half rectangle triangles. And so whilst you're having a practice, whilst you're playing around with it for the first time, it's a really good idea to just have a little practice with the plain fabrics because they're the same on both sides. So you don't have that extra piece to think about, which makes it a little bit easier. Also, another thing is if you're using directional prints, so prints that have got a pattern on but that have to go in a certain way, so a lot of florals or anything with faces on, that's another consideration that you're going to have when you're piecing these diamond shapes, because you're going to want everything to flow in the same direction. So again, it's a really good idea to use something that's either a plain or something that's non-directional, like these little flutter prints, which are they're really colourful, really bright, but they add just a little bit more depth than just using a plain fabric. So that's my little tip on how to make sure that you've got the right one, and you're not going to get messed up with where everything goes. So I've already done one half of my diamond, so now I need to do the other half of my diamond and make sure that they're all in the same direction. And that means that these go either side like that. Okay, I'm going to take that to my machine, sew those on, and then I'm going to sew the two pieces together to make a diamond, and then I will be back. Right, there you go. So if I open that out, you can see that we've got a diamond shape, and that is one of the pieces that goes around the center here. So I'm going to lay it out so I know which section I need to add on next. And as you go, if you just give everything a little press, make sure that your seams are nice and flat, and that just helps you when you're sewing your block together and when you've finished it and you're making it into a quilt. Now this block is a great one to use to just make a cushion, just as a single block all by itself. It ends up being 24 inches when it's finished. I mean, it's a big block, which is fantastic as a cushion or as a table topper or as a wall hanging. It's a really great size. Right, so we've got our pieces. We're going to lay them out like so. So I'm referring all the time to my diagram so I know exactly where everything goes and to remind myself where everything goes. So this is the top of my block here, and then I need my centre piece, which I haven't sewn yet. I'm going to sew that shortly. Then I've got one side. Move my Gemini out of the way because it is such a huge block. And then I've got my bottom piece here. I need to sew the corner on there. And then finally I've got this side. So now I know where I'm up to. I can sew the other block on. So I need to sew the other corner block onto the side here. Refer to my diagram to make sure I've got everything the right way around. And put that on, and then we're going to make this center piece, which is exactly the same as your corners, but with an extra row round, so an extra or ring round. And this is all straight lines, but if you have a look at the block, and if you have a look at the finished quilt, it actually looks like it's a circle. So it looks like there's curves, but it's actually all straight lines. There's no curved piecing in this whatsoever. There's no Y seams. There's no complicated piecing. It's all just your basic straight lines. So centerpiece. So it's exactly the same as the corners, which is the square with your quarter square triangles sewn around, But then what you're going to add on to that are extra triangles. So I'm going to just lay it out like so I know where everything goes, and then take it to the machine, sew it together, and then I'll be back and show you. Once your middle row is done, you're going to sew the top and the bottom pieces to the middle row, and then give it everything a press, and your block is all finished. I will do this and be straight back. Your finished block, so it's 24.5 inches at this point, so 24 inches when you sew it into a quilt. And as you can see, if we compare it to the original block that Stephen made, it's quite a bit bigger. So it's a fantastic block that if you make 4 of these, add them together, you'll get a 48-inch square quilt. And the pattern is available on the website. It's completely free. Just download it from the link that is at the bottom of the screen. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll join us again for more projects and have a happy International Quilting Day.